Reveal a natural, radiant glow with Tizo Tinted Moisturizing Serum. With skin-loving ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and ceramides, this serum delivers long-lasting hydration, leaving skin feeling nourished and refreshed. 5 luminous shades provide a radiant hint of buildable color with a glowing, sheer finish that enhances your tone and texture. Gentle, all-mineral SPF 30 and antioxidants protect against UV and environmental damage. Experience skincare that hydrates, protects, and perfects with Tizo's Tinted Moisturizing Serum. Visit tizoskin.com for details. Are you interested in providing results-driven treatment services? Join a team of like-minded individuals who share your passion and support your success. With more than 1,000 franchised locations in 49 states, Massage Envy is not only the nation's #1 provider of massage services collectively across its franchise network, but also a national leader in skincare. Start or grow your career at a Massage Envy franchised location. Visit massageenvy.com/Esty careers for full details.
Hello and welcome to ASCP's Esty Talk. I'm your co-host Maggie Staszcuk and ASCP's Program Director.
And I'm Ella Cressman, licensed esthetician, ingredient junkie, and content contributor for Associated Skincare Professionals.
So Ella, there's a new bill in California that aims to make it illegal for companies to sell anti-aging skincare products to anyone under 18.
Oof.
Yeah. This bill targets products with ingredients like retinol, retinoids, glycolic acid, any other common anti-aging ingredient. Now, this isn't the first time the bill has been introduced. It was brought up last year but didn't pass. This year, it's been reintroduced with a few changes. So I'm curious what your thoughts are about this. Is this something that should even be up for debate?
It's weird. I have a lot of thoughts, and they're polar. I have thoughts that go, yeah, it makes sense. Like, they obviously shouldn't have access to like a retinol if you're 12. But on the other side, what are we saying about these products, that they need to have an ID to purchase them? That is, to me, potentially a really dangerous slope. Like, do we have to have a ID to purchase acne products? At what point do we put I don't know, it's a really polarizing issue, I can imagine, for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you and I are in line with our opinion. And a lot of the concern comes from younger consumers, the tweens and teens, rushing to stores like Sephora or Ulta to buy products marketed as quote unquote anti-aging. And these products traditionally are meant for adults, but younger folks are snatching them up, often influenced by social media. So would you say, or do you think this trend is something we should be worried about? Are these products appropriate for younger skin, in your opinion, as a practicing esthetician?
Let's go back a little bit, though. Have you been to Sephora or Ulta lately?
You know what? I avoid it like the plague.
Okay, well, let me tell you what happens. When you walk in, first of all, it smells awesome. It smells so good. It's alluring. And there are colors everywhere, bright colors and muted colors. And there is glitz and there is opulence and there is, come here, check this out, right? Any store that you walk into. Now you're walking into Sephora, and I think that they probably have a little bit of design, floor set design to elicit this response of, I really need that. I fall for it every single time. I will walk in for one thing, and $200 later, I'm walking out with stuff I don't need. They have the cash wrap sales, all of that. So I recently went with my niece because she's hysterical and she wanted me to take her to get a lip liner. I'll tell you that. And she's in this age. She's in the tween age, right? Like preteen age. This is what I feel is the target. Let me rewind that a little bit and say I feel like she is a target audience. She is a target marketing group for these places. Mind you, when I go, I'll take a little peek at the skincare, but I don't really look deep. I'm at the makeup. I'm at the hair stuff, and I am suckered in, and I need it, and I want it. And then, all the little travel size products is another story. But for her, I'm like, okay, you're going to get a lip liner. How are you going to take it off? You're wearing mascara now. Let's get you a couple things, right? Being the favorite aunt. And then we go to look for a certain, makeup removal product. And then I'm seeing these brands and they are red, pink, coral, and their soft touch packaging. That is beautiful for me. And it's like a beaconing, a flashing light for them. She's picking it up. She's smelling it and watching her response to this. I was like, oh, what is that? Is this what we're looking for, this product to remove your makeup? Actually, we were looking for a cleanser specifically. And then picking them up, I'm like, oh no, this isn't appropriate for you. And I was there supervising and had to explain why this was not a good one, but also give her the rope long enough to help her pick one that she liked for those sensory parts. So I see it. I can understand on one side, but my question is, where does their responsibility lie? Like, who's responsible for that? The clerk to check, the parents to check, the companies to not make them so really exciting? Like, who's at fault here, and is there fault?
There is so much to unpack in what you just said. First, let me say, I have an eyeshadow palette at home. It's all the things you just said, red and pink and glitzy compact. When you open it up, the eyeshadow smells like sugar. And every time I'm using it, my husband gives me crap about it and says, why are you using makeup intended for kids?
Oh, mic drop.
In my mind, this is not for kids. It was made for me, and I love it, and it smells amazing, and it is so beautiful. But given this argument, I can see where the draw might be the teens and the tweens.
And then on the flip side, do we need to check your ID to say, like, ma'am, you're too old? Ma'am, first of all. Ma'am, this is not your eyeshadow. You need the muted version over there that smells like powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interested.
Yeah, for sure. If this bill passes, it would require stores to verify the buyer's age. So to your point, where does responsibility lie? According to this bill, it would be the store. And for me personally, I think that is passing the responsibility to the wrong person.
I agree with you 100%.
And I think also from a revenue standpoint, that's such a block for not only the manufacturer, but the store in selling this product. It's not like, drawing the comparison to cigarettes or liquor, where this is a major detriment to children and development and their bodies and et cetera. We're talking about going to the store and buying cosmetics.
Well, then let's give it another parallel. How about caffeine? So do you need a age limit with some sort of buyer's age verification for Mountain Dew or Red Bull? And I'm calling out brands here. Let's say energy drinks or Coca-Cola has caffeine in it. Where's the responsibility lie? Is it okay for people under a certain age to have that? Because there is still, how about sugar? Sugar has an effect on the brain. There's been studies on this, and I'm meaning to pick these big examples to say, yes, they can cause issue if you have the wrong product at any age. So what are we doing? Are we focusing on the right fix? What do you think?
Well, here's the question. Would this even work? So teens and tweens, they're resourceful. They'll find ways around it. If this bill should pass, if they want the product, they want the product. They're going to find ways to get it.
Yes, then they're friends. And if it's 18, like, what's the age? What's the cutoff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, 18 is an interesting number as well. So obviously at 18, legally you become an adult. But to say that these products are intended for quote unquote adults, 18-year-old skin doesn't necessarily require anti-aging products.
And then let's back it up again. Let's talk about retinol palmitate, which can be a keratolytic, but it can also be a preservative or a stabilizing agent in a formula. So this would change labeling requirements for all of these brands. If this just passes in California, perhaps they can get away with a label sticker, but otherwise they're going to have these labels. And if they're labeled, hey, warning, only good for X skin type, then we're having the FDA come in and having indications. And if we're having indications, that has an effect on us. Drug facts, for example, what we can I don't know. To me, this is a slippery slope.
I totally agree. So we put this out to our audience. We saw a lot of feedback. I was really surprised how divided it was because in my mind, the answer is no, there's no age limit. No, stores should not be IDing before you purchase. But I was really surprised that a lot of people thought that, yes, we should. So let's share what some of our social media following had to say. Kiss and Glow Regina says, yes, I totally agree that under 18 should not be allowed to use anti-aging products. I'm surprised. Interesting.
I agree. No, I don't disagree with Kiss and Glow Regina. That I think that, I don't know, allow is the right one. They should be discouraged from using it for sure, because I don't think it's appropriate. And I don't think that all products are appropriate for all people either. So I agree with Regina, Kiss and Glow Regina, but I also question whose responsibility is that. So on the other hand, we have people who are like, yes, absolutely. Like OBU Facial Bar says, this can't get passed soon enough. Like this is emotion. Like, yes, get it done. I can understand everybody's position. Even Vibrant PL Aesthetics says, I agree, there should be an age limit for anti-aging products. Interesting.
The Skin Say says, I disagree. All skincare is anti-aging. Sunscreen is quote unquote anti-aging. If anything should have an 18 plus age limit, it should be high potency retinols. Honestly, using Stridex Peds, Noxzema, and going hard on St. Ives can cause irritation, and we're not talking about having an age limit on that. This is just my opinion. Do not come for me. I said my piece. My mind isn't changing. LOL.
I agree. Yes, Sensei. Yes, Skinsei. I agree. I agree with that too. It's define that and then what parameters are put on that. A very interesting subject.
Yeah, I mean, she makes a very good point. I don't know if you ever used any of these products back in the day. I loved my Stridex pads. And if you scrubbed a little too hard at an acne spot, I mean, you ate your skin away.
I had one guy tell me middle school, oh, did you cut yourself shaving? Because I went in on a chin pimple. Same thing. Here's one too. We have Mud and Lotus Skincare said, if there was an age limit, we would then be prescribing. So either estheticians would have to be under medical director or would have to be made more official like a pharmacist. It gets messy. Let people do what people do. Damaged skin keeps us in business. Harsh it may sound, meh. I was like, oh yeah. That's interesting.
I do like that. Damaged skin does keep us in business.
Job security.
Yeah, for sure.
Then Skin by Sista Shepherd LA says, when 8, 9, 10-year-olds are consumed with serums, masks, and 10-step skincare cleansing routines, it is a problem for me. And I agree with that too. It is the problem. So what do we do though? You're going to have these influencers. There's still going to be the demand for it. Whose responsibility is that? Is it Ulta and Sephora? Am I going to have to check ID now at my skincare studio? Whose responsibility is that? Though I agree, then what?
It is not a problem for me. I think if they are consumed by it, good by them. As the esthetician, when they come and see me and we have that little consultation, what are you using at home? What are you into? Let's talk about it. Let's educate. Let's make sure you're using it right. Or do you need to be even using it at all?
And then you ask them where they got their eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, here's mine. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Liliana CMLDLE says, if parents are supposed to be educating their kids, but they aren't, then it falls in someone else's shoulders to do so. While I don't see this being highly effective, does it work for cigarette or vapes? It may be the fastest way to prevent 12-year-olds from burning their faces off at their next slumber party.
Well, I would say, I don't know, is Sephora, Ulta, Target, all these places selling products where you have the potential to burn your face off? You're not going out and buying chemical peels with a, 2.0 pH that 12-year-olds are then deciding they're going to have a chemical peel party.
Yeah. I think this might stem from, there was these sheet masks that had faces on them and unicorns, and there was kids using them and there was a reaction. But I think this is different. So now we're kind of convoluting those two things. I think this is different where we're talking not about those face masks that obviously had a really inappropriate solution integrated into them. We're talking about retinols and glycolics and such too. Then there was a comment made back to Liliana, and she replied and she said, well, the real issue here is when 11-year-olds are showing up at urgent care with skin melting off because of a stupid TikTok trend that mommy didn't see coming. So there's more. But the TikTok trend then, why are these kids on TikTok? Do they have to pass an age limit to get on there? Do you know? I don't even know that. Is it like 14?
You're asking the girl without social media.
I know. This is hypothetical. I just want to pause for our listeners to go, oh, that's true. So is this Ulta's problem?
Yeah.
Is this a TikTok problem? I mean, I get it. I mean, I agree with everybody here. Everybody makes valid points. But where does the responsibility lie to check it? I'm curious to see how this shakes out.
Me too.
Can't wait.
Now, listeners, we want to hear from you. Should there be an age minimum for anti-aging skincare products? Share with us on social media through Instagram, Facebook, or by emailing getconnected@ascpskincare.com. Thank you for listening to ASCP Esty Talk. And as always, for more information on this episode or for ways to connect with Ella and myself, or to learn more about ASCP, check out the show notes.
This podcast is sponsored by LAMPROBE. LAMPROBE is a popular aesthetic tool that enables skincare practitioners to rapidly treat a wide variety of common minor skin irregularities, or MSI. Red MSI treated by LAMPROBE include dilated capillaries and cherry angiomas, yellow MSI, cholesterol deposits and sebaceous hyperplasia, and brown MSI treated include skin tags and more. LAMPROBE MSI treatments are non-invasive and deliver immediate results. LAMPROBE can empower your skin practice with these new and highly in-demand services. For more information, visit lamprobe.com. That's LAMPROBE.com. And follow LAMPROBE on social media @LAMPROBE.